What's up, guys? It's Casey with the Golden Bracket Racing YouTube channel. I was just wondering if I was the only one that's wondering how much money it's going to cost for all these guys to go racing this month. But I figured it out. So pay attention, and you're not going to believe what this adds up to. These guys are going to spend this in probably about the next 5 weeks, but they have the possibility of winning almost $4 million. So I'm going to give the breakdowns to you guys and kind of think about it while you're watching Motor Mania TV this weekend. All right, guys, race number 1 just happened this weekend, September 21st through 26th, Spring Fling Vegas. It was a reschedule. I think they ended up actually combining the last 125. But they had a Wednesday warm-up race, $180, $150 if you had to buy back. And then they had a 25, 100, and a 25. Like I said, I think these two got combined. $890 total. If you had to buy back, it'd be $170 for the first 25, $350 for the 100, $170 for the second 25. This isn't even including the dragster race. I couldn't really find information on that, but I think typically they're $1,000. Those chassis are worth about 16 grand each, and both finalists got one. Gary Williams got one, and he runnered up to somebody I can't really remember right now, unfortunately, but maybe they're $1,500. I can't remember. I couldn't find anything about it on the flyer. But that's that one. So the next one they're going to is Spring Fling Million. This one has the potential of paying up to $1 million, I think at 475 entries. But they got a 30, a 30, a 30 for $690. Pretty good deal. $2 grand if you want to enter the actual million. $500 if you want to buy back in the million. And $180 each of these races if you want to buy back. They also have a dragster race Tuesday. I think I actually got away from looking into those little shootout and dragster races because it was just getting too much. Next stop be Great American Bracket Races Million in Memphis. They got triple 40s, only $250 a piece to enter these triple 40s, $750 total. That's a sweet deal. Only $200 to buy back those also. And then, of course, they're actually guaranteeing $1 million for a $3,000 entry. I think they're capping that at $450 for the entries. That's going to be a really good one to watch. That's going to be just as interesting as the SFG 1.1 was a few weeks ago. $700 to buy back for the million and $200 to buy back in any of the 40s. I actually missed one here. I thought there was actually a week off, but there is actually a fall fling, I think in Vegas maybe. They finally got that opened up, but they're a 10, 50, and a 10. And then they have a 100K shootout. The 100K shootout's only 32 cars. It's $2 grand. That's pretty sweet deal if you got that kind of money. But $690 for the 10, 50, and 10, that's a pretty sweet deal too. 130, 260, and 130 to buy back the littler races. No buybacks in the 100K shootout, so that'll be interesting to see. The OG Million will be on the 20th through the 24th. They got a 15, 250s, then the actual OG Million, which of course is a progressive purse, just like the Spring Fling Million. And the 50s are $999, millions $2,000, 15 grander is $175. And then, of course, you got your buybacks next to it there. So Kyle's got his last race of the year also. Last week, October, SFG World Series of bracket racing, 20, 50, and a 20. That's actually one of Kyle's smaller races, but he's throwing in a 10K for free. And all you have to do is basically show up, and if you got to buy back, you got to buy back. He just ran a 10K for $100. That's a sweet deal. Only $399 to enter the 20, 50, and 20. I wish I could make it down there because that would be a great deal for racing. Buybacks 150, 250, 150. And then, of course, like I said, guys, a lot of these guys that are going to these races, they actually went to Kyle's 1.1 million. So this isn't even including the purse money from that. This isn't including what the entry fees were for that. But here's actually your totals. So Spring Fling Galot, 1,070. This column is for just what your entry fees would cost if you entered every race. If you go to one of these, I'm sure you'll enter every single race. This doesn't include like dragster shootouts. It doesn't include any kind of like trailer shootouts, any of that stuff, drawings, any of that. So like I said, these are all your entries. This is if you had to buy back in absolutely everything and you had terrible luck. These are your totals of these two, buybacks and entry fees. So you can kind of go down the list and see what that ends up being. But if you actually were going to enter everything except the fall fling, if you weren't going to go all the way to Vegas, you could spend up to $16,000 on entry fees and buybacks just this month. If you went to the fall fling in Vegas also, you could spend almost 20 grand total in buybacks and entries, which seems like a ton of money until you look at the fact that if all these progressive purses maxed out, you could win almost $4 million. This is just the winner's purse. This doesn't include the any kind of like third round, fourth round losses, splits. It doesn't include any money from runner-up. That's just winners. And like I said, it doesn't even include the SFG 1.1 million. So yeah, it's a lot of money on the surface, but a lot of these guys, this is what they do for a living. And that's why they're all chomping at the bit to go. But now we know what it costs. So after we end up looking at it, guys, it actually, for the potential of what these guys have to win, that's not a ton of money. I know this is a lot of those guys' full-time jobs. So if you consider the fact of just what it costs to operate a business wherever you work, I mean, they spend this kind of money also. So I guess on one hand, I don't have that kind of money to spend on racing, but I also don't do it for a living. I don't have sponsors. Maybe one day we'll be able to do something like that, but it's not in the near future, I can tell you that. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Motormania TV. That's where you can watch all this stuff. They got a chat room. It's a pretty good time. If you don't have anything going on, then you can always put it on the TV. I usually have it on the TV. We had it this weekend. We were racing, and we actually had one of our buddies connected his phone and put it on his TV in his trailer. So we'd go racing, and then we would actually come back and watch more racing with a lot of guys who are a lot better than we are, having a lot more fun while we were at the trailer. And a couple times we actually almost missed our call back to the lanes because we were too interested in it. So if you're going to do that, then I suggest hooking the radio up to whatever your track announcer is on. So don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.